Okay, so once again, good day everyone. So for today, we're going to have an introduction of the mobile programming. No, so I am your professor, no, the guest lecturer in PTC, no, Marmelo Abante, no. On mobile programming, we focus on Android, no, because Android is a simply and easy learning. No? So Android is an open source and Linux-based operating systems, no, for mobile devices such as smartphones and tablet computer. So Android was developed by the Open Handset Alliance, no, or OHA, led by Google, no, and other companies. So this course, no, teach us, no, the basic Android programming, and will also take you, no, through some advanced concept related to Android application development. Okay. So of course, I think before you enrolled in this program or in this course, no, uh, you have an Android, ano, kumbaga parang you have an Android programming background, no, or any other programming languages actually, specifically Java. So I've heard naman already that you have a little bit idea about Java programming language. So Android programming is based on Java programming language. So if you have basic understanding on Java programming, then it will be fun to learn Android application development. Okay? Yan. But prior to that, no, uh, so what is Android, no? Android is again, as I mentioned, open source, no. Android is an open source and Linux-based operating system for mobile devices such as smartphones and tablets. Now, so Android offers a unified approach, no, to uh, actually approach to application development, no, for mobile devices, which means developers needs only develop for Android. So, and their application should be able to run on a different uh, devices powered by Android. No? So, kasi kung meron tayong tinatawag na cross-platform, the application or the game is running in Android device at the same time in iOS, no? But since this will be the first mobile programming language, focus muna tayo sa Android. So this first beta version of Android, no, alam naman natin yan, started Android 1.0 that was released on I think September 2008 if I'm not mistaken, no? And the first beta version of the Android Software Development Kit, nakikita lagi natin yan sa Java before nagkaroon tayo, SDK, was released already by Google in 2007. At na-commercialize siya noong September 2008. Yun nga, pinangalanan nilang Android 1.0. Okay? Then, noong June 2012, no, at the Google Input-Output Conference, no, Google announced the next Android version that is 4.1 agad, the Jelly Bean. No? So, Jelly Bean is an incremental update. No? Talagang malaking update niya with the primary aim of improving the user interface, no, both in terms of functionality and performance. So the source code for Android is available under free and open source software license. So Google publishes most of the code under the Apache license version 2.0 and the rest. Nandiyan si Linux kernel changes, meron silang under the GNU or yung tinatawag nating General Public License version number 2. Now, bakit ba Android, no? So sabi nga natin, because Android is an open source, no, larger developer and community reach, kasi majority right now ang bibihira pa rin ang gumagamit ng iOS, di ba? Sabi nila yung mga elite lang, hindi naman, no, yung can afford lang at gusto gumamit talaga ng iOS. So most commonly ang gamit pong devices ngayon, lalo sa mga gaming, ay Android devices, no? So increased marketing, no, inter-app integration, no, reduce cost of development, kasi pagka, di ba sabi nga natin, laging term natin yun pag sinabi nating iPhone, madamot, no? Kasi dapat lahat license, no? Kapag Android, higher success ratio and rich in development environment. Pag sinabing rich development environment, maraming available sa market, maraming available na codes. Actually, napakaraming available codes. You're so lucky right now. Unlike during our time, isa ng Android, wala talagang code. Kami nag-individual coding. Pero syempre, dapat you know how to use the lalo kung web API ang gagamitin ninyo, so dapat marunong kayo mag JavaScripting, no? Bukod sa Java programming, meron kayo mag JavaScripting, no? Iba ang JavaScripting, iba yung JS scripting, iba din po yung Java programming. Ano pa? Now, what will be the features of Android, no? So Android again is a powerful operating system competing with Apple for GS and support great features, no? Ano po yung mga yon? So nandito yung beautiful UI. Pag sinabi natin yung beautiful UI, Android operating system basic screen provides a beautiful and intuitive user interface. So sa Android kaya mo mag-design, lalo kung kasi sa game dapat magaling ka ring designer, no? Number 2 is connectivity, no? Pag sabi natin connectivity, kasi yung Android pwede sa GSM, hindi galing sa magnanakaw yung GSM, Edge, no? Merong iDen, pwede sa CDMA, pwede sa AVDO, pwede sa UMTS, pwede sa Bluetooth, pwede sa Wi-Fi, pwede sa LTE, pwede sa NFC, and pwede sa WiMAX. Ganun ang connectivity kapag Android ang ginamit mo. Pagdating naman sa storage, kasi syempre kung mobile device, di ba, maliit lang ang capacity niya sa database, di po ba? So kapag storage, when it comes sa Android, ang ginagamit natin dyan, yung database, anong database ang alam nyo? Do you have any idea about the database? Dito ako tuminig lang sa buwan, dito nga pala yung camera. Meron ba kayong idea about sa database na ginagamit sa mobile gaming or mobile programming? Do you have an idea? Meron po ba? Do you have an idea about storage, no? For mobile game, for the mobile developing. No? If you are developing a mobile, what will be the best or best suited database? Kung hindi ko nakikita ang chat nyo, pwede magsalita. Okay, may chat.
Ako po, wala pang idea.
Okay. So ang ginagamit, 'di ba, kapag naka-computer tayo, laptop, gamit natin ay mga Microsoft Access, Oracle, di po ba familiar kayo sa mga database? 'Di ba? Ano pa? MS Access, Oracle, SQL, and so on and so forth. May SQL, MS SQL. Pero kapag naka-mobile, ang gamit na database para minimize ang gamit natin ng data is the SQLite. SQLite. A lightweight relational database is used for data storage purposes. So, kasi hindi naman kaya si system, hindi kaya ni data or nung capacity ng mobile, yung capacity na kaya mag-store ng Oracle. So, SQLite ang ginagamit for database, no? Kasi may mga game na nagsisave, di po ba? Nag-aantay ng mga features na kailangan i-save. Then, ang advantage ni Android, of course, sa media support. Ay, sana familiar kayo sa mga MPEG port, no, AMR, no, AAC, HEAAC, AAC 5.1, MP3, MIDI, no, yung MIDI natin, OGG Vorbis, no, WAV, JPEG, PNG, GIF, and BMP. No, yun yung support na magraran si Android. Na ma-lower or higher version, ang inyong ginawang game using Android programming is still running, no? Hindi magkakaroon ng problema. Sa messaging naman po, nandiyan syempre ang SMS at saka MMS, no? Yung mga multimedia, di ba? Minsan pag nag-text ka, walang load, tapos makikita mo naka-blue, lalo kung iPhone kasi naka-MMS siya. Okay? Then, sa web browser support naman, syempre, based on the open source WebKit layout engine, no? Coupled with Chrome's, nandiyan si V8 JavaScript engine supporting, at nandiyan si HTML5, and nandiyan si Cascading Style 3, na si CS3. Sa multi-touch, syempre, Android has native support for multi-touch which was initially made available in handsets such as the HTC Hero, no? So kung medyo, Doc, para mga first time yung mga terminology. So if I am going to elaborate it more, baka abutin tayo ng siyam-siyam. So better for you, since bibigay ko naman po yung recording nito, kapag hindi talaga totally parang bago sa pandinig ninyo, i-search na lang natin. Ano pa? Okay, then the rest, another things, features po ng Android, of course, multitasking, no? User can jump from one task to another and same time various applications can run simultaneously. Nag-games ka, nag-Facebook ka, and so on. Na-adapt yun ni Android, kung Android ang ginawa ninyo. Then, another of course na features ng Android, kaya maganda yung Android, is receivable widgets. Widgets are resizable, so user can expand them to show more content or shrink them to save space. Pwedeng gawin yan kay Android. Another is multi-language. Kapag sinabi multi-language, it supports single direction and bi-directional text. Ang Android support din yung GCM. Google, what is GCM? Google Cloud Messaging. GCM is a service that lets developers send short message data to their users on Android devices without needing a proprietary sync solution. Kasi, let's say, magdi-develop tayo ng isang applications, naka-web siya. Kung gagamit siya ng SMS, kailangan mo pa yan ng permission from Smart or from Globe, and with Pay, yun hindi yung libre. Okay? And another is Wi-Fi Direct. So, a technology that lets apps or applications discover and pair directly over a high bandwidth peer-to-peer connections. And lastly, of course, Android Beam. So a popular NFC-based technology that lets user instantly share just by touching two NFC-enabled phones together. Now, Android applications. Android applications are usually developed in Java language using the Android Software Development Kit. Diba gumagamit tayo kapag regular na Java SDK, kapag game, syempre ang gagamitin natin ay Android Software Development Kit. Once developed, Android application can be packaged easily and sold out either through a store such as nandiyan naman si Google Play, nandiyan si SlideMe, Opera Mobile Store, Mobango, o kaya Mobango, isa tawag na iba dyan, F-Droid and Amazon App Store. Android powers hundreds of millions of mobile devices in more than 190 countries around the world. So, it's the largest installed base of any mobile platform and growing fast. Every day, more than 1 million new devices are activated worldwide. Ganong kalawak ang nagano ng mga games sa Android phone kaysa dun sa kaysa sa iOS. So, this subject kasi, this course teach us how to develop and package Android application. So we will start from environment setup for Android application programming, and then drill down to look into various aspects of Android application. So ganun gagawin natin. Okay po? So, before kasi sa Java programming, ang ginagawa natin, available na mga SDK, hindi mo na kailangan pa yung sinasabi natin kanina na kailangan mo pa na i-develop mo pa yung yung i-develop, i-package mo pa yung mga Android application. So, pero may steps naman. Huwag kayong mag-alala. Okay? So, ano nga ba yung categories of Android applications? So, there are many Android applications in the market. So, the top categories, ayan po, nakasulat naman dito. Nakikita nyo naman, music, sports, travel, business, social media, na gamit natin, news, lifestyle, weather, reference, utilities, multimedia, food and drink, books, navigation, and sa baba po niyan ay finance. Diyan po nagagamit ang natin. Ayan. Okay? Then another, of course, is the history. So bago tayo lumaon, intindihin muna natin. So ang ginawa ko dito, makikita nyo yan, Android 1.6. Ang pangalan, food, ba napansin nyo? Donut, eclair, froyo, gingerbread, honeycomb, ice cream sandwich. Yun yung mga pangalan ng kanilang version. Okay, meron silang marshmallow. So kung makikita nyo dyan, ano po?
Bakit lahat matatamis?
Yun yung yun yung nung pinakagumagawa na nag-i-improve. Lahat pagkain na related sa Kasi yan, actually, the code names of Android range from A to N currently, such as yun nga, yung sinasabi ko kanina, meron pa nga siyang lollipop, di ba nakita yung lollipop, Android.
Mga dessert, sir,
Lahat mga dessert ang gusto nung. Yun ang niya, parang pag tayo kasi ang author, gusto nating catchy, di po ba? So yun, yan ang niya idea. Now, ano yung API level, no? So, API level is an integer value that uniquely identifies the framework. So, API version offered by a version of the Android platform. Ito nga po yung ano natin pinaka-latest, no, yung pang number 23 na siya na version ng Android na Marshmallow. Sana naging Marshmallow na lang, ano? Marshmallow. Okay, so may Lollipop MRI1 and so on and so forth. Okay? So ayan po, sinulat ko na lahat diyan para alam niyo lahat ng ano ng version ng ano natin kasi nga bakit puro ano daw matatamis. Yun yung ano gusto nung developer, no? Mas gusto niya yung ganon. Okay? Then so may jelly bean, no? May ice cream sandwich ever, di ba? May honeycomb, talagang lahat talaga matatamis, no? Naku, may sunog sa inyo. Ayan, then meron tayong honeycomb MRIs 12, 11, 10, 9. Ayan, meron tayong 8, 7, ayan pa 2.2x, 2.1x. Ang ginawa ko from ano latest to papunta ng ano ha. Ayan. Then ang pinaka-ano natin ay yung 1.0 yung pinaka-base. Okay? Now, syempre, we need to be familiar with the Android environment setup, no? So familiar naman tayo sa mga logo, no? Eclipse, no? That is also another ano. Actually pwede tayong mag-run ng Java programming sa Eclipse, no? Pero pwede rin naman dito sa Titanium, Android NDK, no? IntelliJ IDEA, no? IntelliJ IDEA, yan pwede. So, yan yung mga pwede natin gamitin. So, yun nga sabi ko, you will be glad to know that you can start your Android application development on either of the following operating system, no? Ito yung mga OS na pwedeng gamitin, Microsoft XP or later version, Mac OS tapos 10.58 or later version with the Intel chip, saka Linux including GNU C library 2.7 or later, no? Mga pwedeng gamitin yan. Then second point is that all the required tools. Kasi pag nag-run, di ba may mga libraries, pag nag-run ka ng Java, pag di mo natawag yung libraries, hindi mag-ipa-function. Siyempre sa Android programming, may mga libraries din. Okay? So, sabi ko nga po, ang second point na dapat i-consider is that all required tools to develop Android applications are freely available and can be downloaded from the web. So following is the list of software you will need before you start your Android application programming. So kailangan ng inyong ano, may application, may Java, GDK or latest version at meron kayong Android Studio. Isa yan sa assignment nyo, dapat makapag-install na kayo ng Java, GDK 5 or later version at saka Android Studio sa inyong laptop. Kayo kung magaling kayo sa mobile, okay lang naman, wala akong problema kung pinagamitin niyo. Or desktop. Okay? Kasi po hindi tayo actual na mag-hands-on dito, lahat activity yon, assignment, submission lang lahat yon. Lahat tayo sa discussion puro theory, ano po. Pero yung mga sample naman. Now, ganito po 'yan, no? So, before I forgot balikan ko ha, hindi ko yata na 'yan. Ayan. There are two components, no? Actually, these two components are optional, and if you are working on Windows machine, then these components make you life easy while doing Java-based application development. So, let us look on how to proceed the setup environment, no? So, meron tayong tinatawag na Setup Java Development Kit, yung GDK. Actually, you can download the latest version of Java GDK from Oracle's Java site, no? I-send ko yung link, paalala nyo na sa akin sa sa ating Google Classroom, no, yung Java SE downloads, and you will find instruction naman for installing GDK in downloads files. Okay, mag-alala. No, guided 'yon. Pag dinownload nyo siya, automatic meron siya instruction how to install the GDK in download files. Follow the given instruction to install and configure the setup, no? And finally, mag-set kayo ng path, no, in Java _home environment variables to refer to the directory that contains Java and Java. Pag nagkaroon tayo, di ba? Typically, Java _install, no? Meron naman ganyan, _dir/bin and Java _install _dir respectively. No, if you are running Windows and install the GDK, no, bigyan ko kayo ng ano, di ba? Ang ginagawa natin dyan kapag nag-install, di ba, C colon, kung marunong kayo ng DOS operating system, sana marunong kayo. C colon, backslash, GDK, halimbawa GDK 1.8.0_102, and you would have to put the following line, no, yung i-send ko na lang sa inyo yung kung paano mag-set ng FAT. Ano, ito po yan. Okay, ayan. Pwede ko naman palang i-share sa inyo itong video na to. So ayan, kapag ang inyong ginagamit ay Windows, ganito po mag-install. Ito po yung code. Ito ang gagawin. Kapag Linux naman, ito naman po siya, ang code. Pwede po yung sa DOS command, no, gawin. Okay? Pero dun again, pag inano nyo naman yun, mayroon naman siyang guide. Okay? Then alternative, if you use Android, no, Android Studio, no, then it will know automatically where you have installed your Java. Automatic yon. Okay? So yan, mga coding. So, how about the Android IDEs? Kasi hindi pwedeng mag-run ng walang IDEs. Pag sinabi na, di ba, integrated development, ano yan, environment, no? Para doon sa mga features, sa mga graphics, no? So there are so many sophisticated technologies are available, no, to develop Android applications. The familiar technologies which are predominantly used tools are, of course, Android Studio or kaya Eclipse IDE deprecated, no? Ito yung pwede natin gamitin IDE, Android Studio or Eclipse IDE. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng, di ba ginagawa natin sa Java kung kayo basic, di ba, coding, kung hindi kayo gumagamit, let's say, nung may mga graphics na, no, hindi kayo nag-install, baka hindi kayo nag-Eclipse. Kung Eclipse automatic, alam niyo na gumamit ng graphics, ano po, ng IDE. So yun, pwede yan. Now, ito yung Android architecture, no? So yan yung nakikita natin, yan yung Android architecture. So, Android operating system, okay, ako po OS ako ng OS. Alam nyo ang ibig sabihin ng OS. Kapag tayo bumili ng laptop, kapag walang OS yan, hindi natin ma-operate yung computer or laptop. Operating system is an intermediary between users and computers. Lahat ng ginagawa natin kay keyboard, ginagawa ni mouse, ang nakikipag-coordinate niya si OS. Ano po, kay microprocessor. Okay? So ito yung mga available sa Android architecture. Siyempre meron tayong application, ayan, meron application framework, ito mga Android niya, may libraries, at saka Android runtime, and the last one is the Linux kernel. Hindi pwedeng mawala yan. Yan po yung 4 main layers ng architectural diagram ng Android architecture, okay, ng Android programming. Okay, so nakikita nyo sa baba, Linux, no? As the bottom of the layers, no, in Linux 3.6 with approximately 115 patches. Okay? So nakikita naman mga laman diyan, ano, 115 patches. This provide a level of abstraction between between the device, no? Nangyari. So between the device hardware, no, and it contains all the essential hardware, no, drivers like camera, no, keypad or yung ano natin, keyboard, no, display and others. Also, nakikita naman natin sa baba, no, kung ano yung mga USB driver, keypad driver, Wi-Fi driver, audio driver, and so on. So the kernel handles also the vast array of device drivers which take the pain out of interfacing to peripheral hardware. Okay? So yun yung trabaho ni kernel. On the top, meron tayong libraries. Ano po? Surface Manager, Media Framework, SQLite, database yan, ano? Live Web Core, PreType, OpenGL, SGL, SSL, saka po ito yung isa, no? So yan naman pong library, yung nasa taas ng Linux kernel, there is a set of libraries, no, including open source web browser engine WebKit, no, well-known library LIBC, SQLite database, which is useful to repository for storage and sharing of application data, no, libraries to play and record audio and videos. So SSL libraries naman responsible for internet security and others, SSL. Okay? Para naman po yun kay internet security. Meron tayo ditong Android libraries, no? Meron tayong Android libraries. So, this category, no, encompasses those Java-based libraries that are specific to Android development. No? Example of libraries, no? In this category include the application framework libraries, in addition to those that facilitate user interface building, graphics, drawing, and database access. So a summary of some key core Android libraries available to Android developer is andito. Ayan. So mamaya ipakita ko sa inyo, no? Isa-send ko lang yan. So sa Android libraries naman, ito sa architecture kanina, no? Sa Android libraries, ito po yung mga available. Ano, may Android.app, .content. Hindi ko na-discuss isa-isa yung laman, ha. Nandiyan naman yung explanation niya. Provide access to the application model and its cornerstone. Meron Android.database, Android.openai, no? Android.os, and Android.text. No? So yan po yung mga ano natin. At nandiyan kung saan sila ginagamit. Okay? Then mayroon din tayong continuation, Android.view, no? Android.widget, at saka Android.webkit. So, ang Android.view, ito po yung building blocks para sa application user interface. Yung widget naman, collection of pre-built user interface components such as buttons, labels. Di ba nagagawa tayo sa application ng may buttons? Ginagawa din naman natin yung dati sa Visual Studio, no? Kung kayo pa may background sa Visual Studio. At since fourth year kayo, I'm looking forward that you are very much familiar with what I'm talking about here, no? So, having covered the Java-based core libraries in the Android runtime, it is now to turn our attention to the C or C++ based libraries contained in this layer of the Android software stack, no? So, yun, yun. Tapos, so this is the third section of the architecture kanina, yung Android time, no? So, balikan lang natin. Ayan na siya. Ito na yun, ano, Android time. Ito, nasa kanan, ano. So, this is the third again, as I mentioned, no? And this section provides a key component called Dalvik Virtual Machine. O, kailangan ulit dyan, which is kind of Java virtual machine specially designed and optimized for Android. So, di ba, may ginagamit tayong JVM sa ating regular na Java programming. Sa Android programming, Dalvik Virtual Machine. Pero hindi ko sinabing niya lang ang pwedeng gamitin. Marami naman tayong pwedeng gamitin na Android runtime, no? Because why do I suggest the Dalvik Virtual Machine? It makes use of Linux core feature like memory management and multi-threading, which is intrinsic in the Java language. If you're already done with the Android with the operating system subject or course, there are certain discussions about the multi-threading, may discussion about memory management, memory allocations, no? So you have an idea about, well, it's just not only running the program, we need to understand how the operating system apply or provide us, no, an output. How they will be able, yung mga runtime niya, dapat naintindihan natin yun as IT student. Okay? So the Dalvik Virtual Machine enables every Android applications to run in its own process, no, with its own instance of the Dalvik Virtual Machine. So the Android runtime also provides a set of core libraries which enable Android applications developer to write Android application using the standard Java programming language. Kaya kung may idea kayo sa Java, madali na lang sa inyo to. Now, ano ba yung mga application framework na available? At ano ba yung application framework? The application framework layer, no, provides many higher level services to applications in the form of Java classes. Aware kayo sa Java, mga classes ng Java classes, no? Application developers, no, are allowed to make use of these services in their application. So the Android framework includes the following services. Yan yung mga nandito ngayon, no? So activity manager, content providers, no? Ala, nagpa-pause ako. Resource manager, notification manager, at saka view systems. Okay? Yun po yung mga meron. Pero balikan ko para yan, medyo madami-dami. So, as stated here, based on the given definitions, andyan naman po, yan, so, you will find, no, all the Android applications, no, at the top layer. So you will write your applications to be installed, no, on this layer only. Example of such applications are contacts, books, no, browser, game, and others. So, makikita natin yung application na yan nasa pinakataas. Ayan po. Ano yung mga, nandiyan si home, si contact, si dialer, voice ayan ang mga laman ng application. Instant messenger, no, calendar, browser, camera, alarm, no, andyan po yan. Now, right after application framework, so proceed tayo sa Android application components. Now, so application components are the essential building blocks of an Android application. And these components are loosely coupled by the application manifest file Android manifest.xml that describe each component of the application and how they interact. So kung medyo nanonosebleed, balikan ang video, then ano natin. Kasi if you are totally with the, at least hanggang man lang sa mga marunong kayo hanggang sa tawag dito, arrays, no? Marunong kayo sa kahit basic ng ng mga trees, no? Yung mga data structure up, easy na sa inyo intindihan na sinasabi ko. Pero kung medyo during that time medyo pa-absent kayo, medyo hindi niyo siya na-grind, ayun, pwede kayong mag-research sa mga terminologies na sinasabi ko kasi kailangan niyo 'yon. Hindi ko naman siya pwedeng balikan, isang buong SEM 'yon. Ano po? Okay. There are four main components that can be used within an Android application. So nandiyan nga si activities, no? They dictate the UI, no? And user interface yung UI and handle the user interaction to the smartphone screen. Siyempre services, no? They handle background processing associated with an application. Si broadcast receiver, no? They handle communication between Android OS and applications. And siyempre si content providers, no? They handle data and database management issues. So, as what I have here, no? Familiar kayo sa mga ganitong klaseng coding, public class, main activity, extend activity. So ginawa niyo naman sa Java yan. An activity represent a single screen with a user interface. In short, activity performs action on the screen. Kaya nga po siya activity. Okay? So, let's say for example, an email, application might have one activity that shows a list of new emails. Another activity to compose an email and another activity for reading emails. Tatlo na yon. Ano po? List, activity, mag-compose ng email at saka yung mag-read ng emails. Dalawa na yon. Siyempre, ay tatlo na. If an application has more than one activity, then one of them should be marked as the activity that is presented when the application is launched. So, an activity is implemented as subclass of activity class as follows, as what we have here in front. So, public class, main activity, extend, then the activity. Okay? Ito yung common na ginagamit natin. Syntax na siya, hindi natin pwedeng baguhin. How about sa services? A service is a component that runs in the background, to perform long-running operations. So, let's say for example, a service might play music in the background while the user is in a different applications. Diba? Katulad natin ito, naka-open ako ng PowerPoint pero at the same time naka-Zoom service ang tawag doon. Or it might fix data over the network without blocking user interaction with an activity. So tuloy-tuloy ang discussion ko, nagagamit ko si Zoom sabay-sabay kasabay ang pag-present ng PowerPoint presentation. So a service is implemented as a subclass of service class as follows, as what I have here, Ito yung niya, pinaka-subclass niya. Okay? Then another is the broadcast receivers. Broadcast receiver is simply respond to broadcast messages from other applications or from the system. Halimbawa, application can also initiate broadcast to let other application know that some data has been downloaded to the device and is available for them to use. So this is broadcast receiver who will intercept this communication and will initiate appropriate action. A broadcast receiver is implemented as a subclass of broadcast receiver class. And its message is broadcaster as an intent object, as what I have here. Okay? Yan po yung code na gagamitin kapag broadcast receiver. Meron din tayong tinatawag na content providers. Dahan-dahan naman yan, dahan-dahan ang ginagawa ko, Nagtatagalog pa ako. Okay? So, a content provider component supplies data from one application to others on request. Pinag-aralan niyo yan sa operating system. First come, first serve, priority. First come, first serve, priority, round robin. Ano pa isa? Nalimutan ko. 4 yan eh. Then, the data may be stored in the file system, the database, or somewhere else entirely. No? So such requests are handled by the methods of the content resolver class. No? And of course, sabi ko nga kanina, the data may be stored in the file system, in the database, or somewhere else entirely. So a content provider is implemented as subclass of content provider class and must implement a standard set of APIs or application that enable other applications to perform transactions. So we will go through these tags in detail while covering application components in individual in another chapter natin. Ano po? So another is the additional components. Okay? There are additional components which will be used in the construction of above mentioned entities. Their logic and writing, logic and actually wiring between them. So these components, yan po yung mga fragments, views, layouts, intents, resources, and manifest. So syempre, ang fragments, it represent a portion of user interface in an activity. Yung views naman, user interface elements that are drawn on screen including buttons, list forms, and others. Kapag kayo may question, don't forget to type sa chat box para pagkatapos ko sasagutin ko yung mga tanong ninyo. Kasi ayoko lang yung may sisingit bigla, mawawala ako. Okay? Then layouts, view hierarchies that control screen formats and appearance of the views. Yung intents naman, messages, wiring components together. Yung resources, external elements such as strings, aware naman kayo dyan sa mga ano natin. Naalala niyo pa ba yung sa C language or C++ natin? Meron tayong mga ginagamit na mga data types, string, constant, yung drawable pictures, and manifest, configurations file for the applications. Okay. Next will be the Android. Walang kamatayang hello world. Now, kapag tayo po nag-install ng Android Studio, ganito ang itsura. Okay? So kapag wala ka pa nagawang project, nakikita mo sa left side, no project open yet, or wala ka pang nagawa, Pero nandiyan yung start a new Android Studio project, open existing, import an Android code sample, check out project from version control, and so on and so forth. Now, let us start actual programming with Android framework. Before you start writing your first example using Android SDK, you have to make sure that you have set up your Android development environment properly. Based nga po dun sa sinabi ko kanina. Yung mga dapat nating i-install. Siyempre, I assume that you have a little bit working knowledge with Android Studio na. So, start natin sa Hello World. Walang kamatayang Hello World. So, the first step is to create a sample Android application using Android Studio. So when you click an Android Studio icon, it will show screen as what we have here in screen. Kapag in-click natin, halimbawa, di ba may link na tayo, Android Studio, pag in-open natin, ito yung magdi-display. Okay? So you can start your applications development by calling, ayan. You can start your application development by calling start a new Android. Siyempre, di ba gano'n naman? New Android Studio project. So, in a new installation frame, you should ask application name. Ayan, nandyan yan. Application name. Then, package information. Nandyan po yan. Okay? And location of the project. Okay? So, after po naman yan, after na-encode nyo na po yung application name, it going to be called select the form form factor your applications run on. So here need to specify minimum SDK, no? So kailangan niyan i-declare natin yung API 123, no, na nandiyan. Okay? Ay API 23, sorry. Android 6, no, kung Marshmallow gagamitin ninyo. Okay? So makikita niyo naman dito. Ayan na nakalagay API 23 Android 6.0 Marshmallow. Ito yung pinaka-latest eh. I-click niyo lang 'yan. Then afterwards, no, this will be the next level, no, of installation should contain selecting the activity to mobile. So it specify the default layout for applications. Ganyan. Automatic na yan sa mobile. Ano pa? Then, the final stage is going to be open development tool to write the application code. Ganyan-ganyan, diyan kayo magko-code sa loob mismo ng mobile. Ano po? So, ano ba yung nilalaman yan? Okay? So, before you run app, you should be aware of a few directories and files in the Android project. Nandiyan na po, may mga numbering na yan. 1, Java. 2, drawable. 3, activity_main.xml. Ang 4 ay yung ating values, no? Ang 5 natin yung manifest. And number 6 natin ay yung module app natin. Ano po? So, anong ibig sabihin yan? Kanina, nilagyan ko ng number 1, 2, 3. Balikan nyo na lang kapag play ng video. Pag sinabi nating 1, this contain the .java source files for your project. So by default, no, kapag nag-install tayo, it includes a main activity.java source file having an activity class that runs when your app is launched using the app icon. Pero balikan ko dito para mas maintindihan ninyo. Yung number 2, yan yung resolution or drawable. Okay? So this is the directory for drawable objects that are designed for high density screens. Okay? Yung number 3 naman po, layout. No? This is a directory for files that define your app's user interface. Yung number 4 naman, values. Sabi na values, this is a directory for other various XML files that contain a collection of resources such as strings and colors and definitions. Yung number 5, syempre, Android manifest. Yan naman po, this is the manifest which describe the fundamental characteristics of the app and defines each of its components. And the last one is, this is an auto-generated file which contains compile SDK version, build tools version, no? Nandiyan na po yan. Nandiyan na si application ID, Mind SDK version, Target SDK version, version code, and version name. Okay? So yan po yung 1 to 6 na sinasabi ko kanina. Ito po yung explanation yan. Nakikita nyo naman. Then right after, syempre, the following section will give a brief overview of the important application files. Yung the main activity file, di ba? The main activity code is a Java file, main activity.java. No? So as much as possible, dapat ganyan ang pagkakasulat ha. Main, capital yung M, capital yung A, yung ganon. So dapat follow natin yan. This is the actual application. This will be the actual application file which ultimately gets converted to a Dalvik executed and runs your application. No? Following is the default code generated by the application wizard for Hello World application. Available na siya. Imagine that, no? Mag-i-insert ka na lang. Ano pa? So, here are that layout, that activity. No, nakikita nyo ba? Ito. Underscore main. No? That is that XML file, no? Located in the REST layout folder. So, the onCreate method is one of the many methods that are figured when an activity is loaded. So, lahat ng mga sinasabi ko, yung mga layout na yan, yung mga onCreate na yan, available yan sa pag-develop nyo dati ng Java programming. Okay. This will be an example of the manifest file. No? Kahit anong gamitin nating component sa pag-develop, as part of your application, you must declare all its component in a manifest.xml. Ibig sabihin yung manifest.xml, dapat ito ang laman. which reside at the root of the application project directory. The file works as an interface between Android OS and your application. Ito yung nagko-connect. Di po ba? Tinatawag natin dyan, anong tawag natin sa ganun? Tinatawag lang function. Tatawagin lang natin yon. Halimbawa, mayroon kayong main website, kung kayo gumagamit, kung buka kayong website, mayroon kayong hyperlink, pag click nyo, tatawagin lang. Yan, ganun po siya. Okay? So, if you do not declare your component in this file, then it will not be considered by the OS. No? Let's say, for example, no, a default manifest file will look like as this code, as I mentioned. Okay? So, the here application, no, makikita nyo dyan yung ano, no, ito yung application dito, may application dito. Sa, I hope marunong kayo sa HTML5. Sorry kasi mga kailangan yun dito. So kung medyo nalimutan nyo na mag-ano kayo ng mga tutorial nun, ano po, ng CSS, ng cascading style at saka ng HTML5, aralin natin yon. So ito yung opening tag, yung application, at saka closing tag na application. These tags enclose the components related to the application. So attribute Android, no? At attribute Android that icon will point to the application icon available under drawable-hdpi. So the application uses the image name ic_launcher.png located in the drawable folders. Okay. Meron dito tayong activity, no? Activity Android na yan. Ayan, meron activity. So this tag is used to specify an activity, no? And Android name attributes specify the fully qualified class name of the activity subclass, and the Android label attributes specify a string to use as the label for the activity. And you can specify multiple activities using activity tags. Ang tawag natin dyan mga tags, di ba? Activity, and then the application. Di ba aware naman kayo dyan sa inyong HTML dati? So ito opening tag, pag may backslash, closing tags. Sa HTML po yan. Now, meron tayo ditong action Android task name. No po? The action for the intent filter is named Android intent.action, no? That means to indicate that that this activity serve as the entry point for the application. So the category, no, sa sunod naman yung category. The category for the intent dash filter is named Android.intent.category.launcher to indicate that the application can be launched from the device launcher loan or launcher icon, I mean. Okay? So, the @string style, no? Yan nakikita naman the @string. Ano yung @string naman yan, Doc? @string refers to the string.xml file. Explain, of course, as what I have here, no? String/app_name refers to the app_name string defined in the string.xml, which is hello world, no? So similar way, other string get populated in the application. So following the list, ayan ang list. Following the list of tags which you will use in your manifest file to specify different Android application components. So sa ginagamit sa activity, sa service, sa receiver, saan si provider ginagamit. Okay. Kanina may string file tayo, no? The string.xml or the string.xml file is located in the values folder, and it contains all the text that your application uses. Let's say, for example, the names of buttons, no, yung labels, default text. Halimbawa, gagawa kayo ng login, username, password, yung mga ganon, di ba? Tapos may default text kayo, no? And similar types of string go into this file sa string.xml na yan. This file is responsible for the textual content. Let's say, for example, default setting file, katulad po na nandito, no? String name, app name, hello world. String name is equal to double quotation, hello world string, and so on. So yan po ang gamit ni string file. Siyempre, pangit naman kung nag-hello world. Wala man lang siyang layout. Di man lang siya ng length saka width. Kaya pumapasok dyan ngayon si layout file. So the activity_main.xml is a layout file available in layout directory. That is, referenced by your applications when building its interface. You will modify this file very frequently to change the layout of your application. So for your Hello World no application, this file will have following this content, no? Yung ano na to, yung meron dito. Okay? This will be related dun sa pinaka-default layout actually, no? Ito. So, this is an example of simple relative layout which we will study no in a separate discussion, no. And the text view is an Android control used to build the graphical user interface, and it have various attributes like Android layout underscore width, no, Android layout underscore height in others, which are being used to set its width and height in others. So the @string refers to the string.xml file located in the values folder. Hence, @string /hello underscore world refers to the hello string defined in the string.xml file, which is the hello world. No? Siyempre, kung nakagawa ka ng file, dapat marunong ka mag-run. Ba? So, let us try to run our hello world application. We just created, and I assume, no, kunyari, you have created your AVD while doing environment setup. So to run the application, Android Studio, you need to open your project's activity files and click the run icon, no? So, ayan, makikita natin dito, di ba, mayroong hello world, no? So, icon from the toolbar, no, Android Studio install the app on your AVD and start, and if everything is fine with your setup in application, it will display following emulator window. Ang tawag dito emulator window. Ano po, kasi diyan ka nga nagraran. Ano po? So ganun lang kasimple ang unang ganun yung stage mo na gagawin natin. Ayaw ko naman kayong masyadong agad, i-pressure. Na? So hanggang diyan muna tayo. So ang ibig sabihin, kailangan nyo mag-install. Gusto ko ang pag-install nyo, meron kayong, habang nag-install kayo, i-video nyo siya. Tapos, isi-send nyo. Magagawa ko ng Google Drive, doon kayo mag-save. Individual, gawa kayo ng sarili nyo. Gusto ko boses ninyo. Na gumagawa kayo ng code, pwede kayo mag-search, pwede kayo kumuha ng mga tutorial na online para magawa nyo yung first activity. Okay? So, I sure ko po, tomorrow, or kaya sa tomorrow ng gabi, gagawin ko na talaga yung assignment nyo per topic. Okay? So, next week, dahil kayo mag-install, may assignment kayo, mag-install, magraran kayo ng first hello world individual. Gusto ko pag habang tinatype ninyo, habang iniraran, naka-video kayo, isend nyo yung video doon. Pati pag-install ng Android Studio, pag-install ng and everything. Gusto ko recorded. That this will be your first activity. So next meeting, wala muna tayong pasok para magawa nyo yung activity. Okay? So next meeting, Android Resource Organizing and Accessing. Ako pa, hindi pa ako tapos sa aking basic discussion bago tayo sumunod doon sa susunod na activity. Kasi week 1 and 2 to yung assignment ko. Okay? So, I think that's it for hanggang running na yun ng Android, ha? Okay?